So hello, we're about to do the intermediate mat. I've got Ariel and Glenna here to help me, thank you guys. And as we go through it, we're going to go slowly through the mat the first time and talk about different modifications and progressions of the exercises for different bodies. And then we'll go through it again at a faster pace for flow. Glenna will stick with the modified version so you can follow her, and Ariel will do the more advanced, like intermediate version. So you can start at the front of your mat, Pilates stance, heels together, toes apart. Pull your powerhouse in and up, and as you're standing in your Pilates stance, you want an even amount of weight on your big toe, your little toe, and your heel. And cross the arms in front of you, and if you were to have bad knees, and maybe Glenna, you could just lower one leg down to the mat, and then the other carefully, and have a seat if your knees are okay. If Ariel can show crossing the ankles and lowering down in one beautiful movement with the tailbone underneath you, and lie back. And we can, everyone lie back. And we can start with the knees bent. And just to find the powerhouse, you want the pelvis to be a nice stable position without tucking or arching, just a nice long spine. And as you sit here breathing, you want to try to feel your whole spine touching the mat, the ribs together. Try to anchor your pelvis with your powerhouse, and without shifting your weight at all, bring your right knee to your chest. And then carefully lower the leg back down to the mat, keeping the pelvis stable, trying not to shift the weight. And then we'll do the other side, left leg. This is a good exercise just to start finding the muscles of the powerhouse and paying attention to where you're going to be working from throughout the rest of the mat work. And we can just alternate once more, right leg to chest. Every time you're lifting and lowering, trying to keep the back flat on the mat and keep the pelvis totally stable. And the left leg. And these ladies look perfect, beautiful job. And then just to backtrack for a minute, and you should know by now, everyone that's getting this video is already a client, should already know, the intermediate order. But if you take your fingertips and put them on your belly button, and then lower your hands down about 2 inches, that's the center of your powerhouse. Let's keep one hand there and take the other hand behind your head. And if you were just to do a crunch and lift the chest up off the mat, normally what you would feel is that the stomach would push out into your hand, and here a lot of times we'll call that pooching. You can lower the neck back down. So you want to be really aware that whenever you're using your abdominals, you're pulling them in and up to scoop instead of to let them extend out, pooching, and that's in every exercise. So we'll start the 100 now. This is a breathing exercise. If at any time your neck feels tired or strained, you should lower your head down, and you'll only work with a range of motion where you can keep your back flat. So use your powerhouse and bring your right knee to your chest. And then keep the powerhouse pulled in and bring the left leg. And then we'll just start pumping the arms here. And we'll take a deep breath in for 5 and exhaling for 5. Really scooping in the tummy. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. And if your neck is okay and your back feels fine, you'll bring your chin to chest and chest up. You want to lift it up high enough that you feel your upper abdominals working, your neck is not straining, and you can keep that scoop. Keeping on the breathing, inhaling for 5, exhaling for 5. And if this is still good, you can extend the legs straight up to the ceiling. And if the back is fine, staying flat, you're not pooching, you can slowly lower the legs down until you get to a point where your back might come off the mat a little bit, or the stomach might push out a little bit if they were to go any lower. And whatever height that is, this is your working level for the 100. And we'll just say that's about 100. You could bend your knees into your chest and rest your neck back down. And you could carefully, always with control from your powerhouse, lower your feet down to the mat one by one. And that's great. So now, gently come to sitting, and before you do that, I'll just say, if you have any kind of back issue, if you maybe are just coming back from having a baby, the safest way to come to sitting would be to roll to your side and push yourself up with using your hands. Otherwise, you can just bring your chin to your chest and roll up for sitting. So we're gonna do the roll up, but we start, when we learn this, the first way we do it is to sit like the ladies are here, the knees together, feet together, holding on behind the thighs, and make the C curve with your spine. Bring your chin to your chest. So we'll take an inhale here, and as you exhale, rolling back one bone at a time down to the mat, just until the arms are straight for the first progression of the exercise. You'll use your hands here to help you articulate the spine back up, scooping the stomach in even deeper as you come back up. So the breathing here is inhale, exhale as you roll back, scooping the stomach in. You want the feeling that your powerhouse is pressing every vertebrae into the mat. And we pause, inhale here, exhale on the way back up. We're always trying to breathe through the nose, in and out through the nose. So if this is fine, then we'll roll down farther so we can put our shoulders and head on the mat. So inhale and exhale down. You can walk the hands a little farther down the legs, lower the shoulders down, and lower the head down. If it bothers your neck to keep bringing it up and down, I would say not to do this progression. Just stick with the first one where you're keeping the chin to the chest. That won't strain your neck as much as this, because here we go, you're gonna bring the chin back to the chest and come back up. Use the arms to help you articulate through your spine. The most important thing always is that the back articulates one bone at a time. In the studio we have these black straps, and here, Glenna, put the feet under the strap here. And this can help if the feet start lifting off the mat at home. You could always stick them under a piece of furniture if it was stable, or have someone hold your feet. Let's do again, inhale and exhale down. Usually if the feet start lifting though, it's a sign that maybe there's a weakness somewhere, and I wouldn't keep on progressing the exercise until you can do it, keeping the feet down. Chin to chest, inhale, and exhale, coming back up. So then if this feels good for your body, you're able to articulate your spine, we'll do it with straight legs. So you can extend the legs out, and the same thing, still using the arms to help guide the spine. Chin to chest, nice C curve, squeezing your seat and rolling down. You're gonna roll all the way down to the mat on the exhale, one vertebrae at a time. Then bring the chin back up to the chest, inhale, sliding the arms up the legs, bending the elbows to the sides, exhale over. And the last progression is just to reach the arms long. So now we're not using the arms to help us. You're gonna just find your C curve and roll down all the way onto the mat, one bone at a time, tight seat, scooping the tummy, and the arms come exactly like Ariel's got it back. You can take the arms farther back as long as the ribs stay closed. If you feel the ribs starting to pop out, you won't bring the arms any farther back. Then we take the arms straight up to the ceiling. The head comes up between the hands. You try to keep the same relationship with the head and the arms as you roll up the rest of the way, and stretch over the legs, always keeping the C curve. The chest should never touch the thighs because the stomach is really scooping back. Inhale and exhale back down. So these are all the different progressions, rounding your spine, scoop that tummy, of the roll up. And you should do whichever, you can rest the arms. Whichever version is makes you articulate your spine the best. If you have the legs straight but you feel a big piece of your spine, lurching forward off the mat, that isn't as beneficial for you for strengthening as working with the legs bent a little bit longer. The next exercise is single leg circles. So take the right leg to the chest. You can give it a nice stretch to your shoulder. If it's not comfortable for your spine to keep the legs straight, you can always bend this leg that's on the mat. That, for some people, will help you get the back flatter. And you can take the arms by your sides, you can press the arms and shoulders into the floor, extend the right leg to the ceiling, and we'll wrap the thigh. That means turn it out slightly. The leg circles across the body first. It goes down, around back to the nose. That's one. Across, around back. We do 5 circles. And then reverse. You could just say we did 5. We'll come back around. The most important part of this exercise is stabilizing the pelvis using the powerhouse. So only make your circle, whatever size you're able to do that. A lot of times the bigger your circle gets, the harder it is to stabilize. So you'll want to just know that the most important thing is a stable pelvis, and challenge yourself by trying to make your circle bigger, keeping the pelvis stable. So rest, that was your leg circles. We'll come back up to sitting, and you can either just roll up like Ariel or roll to your side and come up to seated position. The next exercise is rolling like a ball. You can move to the front of your mat and take your ankles, find your balance. Now, if rolling doesn't feel good on your spine, maybe you don't have a good surface at home, just balance. So gonna just find your balance here and lower the feet back down. And you can practice this just picking up your feet using your powerhouse, holding the balance, and then lowering the feet back down. If you know that it's okay for your body to roll, if you've been rolling in the class, in the studio before, with your teachers here, then keep the chin to the chest, ears tight by the knees, heels tight to your bottom. From your balance, just pull the stomach in, and eventually you'll pull it in so much that you're gonna roll back to the shoulder and come right back up. And your goal is to keep the ears touching the knees and the heels touching your bottom the whole time. It's not cheating to use your arms. Do use your arms to help you pull up. Let's do 1 or 2 more rolls. Inhaling back, exhaling up. And again, inhale back, exhale up. You can rest your feet down. And then let's move the hips back. So a little more room on the mat. You can lie back down carefully, 1 bone at a time. And then again, bring your knees into your chest for the ab series, a series of 5. The first exercise is the single leg stretch. And you can bring the knees all the way in towards your shoulders. We're gonna hold onto the right leg with both hands. Because it's the right leg, your right hand comes to the ankle. It's always outside hand on the ankle. Inside hand on the knee to help keep your leg in line with your hip and shoulder. Raise your chin to chest and chest up, and extend your left leg out. And switch legs. And switch. And just keep on. We do 5 to 10 sets of this. So Ariel, if you keep on going, this is what we're working towards. If keeping your neck up is too much on the neck, then you can always lower the head down, but if you do that, we're gonna work with the legs a little higher so that the back can stay flat. If you put your head down and keep your legs, then you can keep on going. Just keep the legs higher. Keeping the legs down, with the head down, will put more strain on your back. You should never feel strain on your back. If you are feeling that something is wrong, and you can rest, bring both knees to the chest. And if you need to rest your neck, you could lower it. You could always turn your head from side to side to give it a stretch. The next exercise is the double leg stretch. So for this one, chin to chest and chest up. You're gonna bring both arms and legs out on the inhale, arms by the ears, legs extend. On the exhale, the arms circle and hug the knees to the shoulders. And if you'll keep on going, Ariel, with that one, if this is too much for where you're at today with your body, the same thing. You can lower your head down, but keep the legs higher. So inhale, arms and legs up. So you'll always limit your range of motion so you can stabilize your torso, your pelvis with your powerhouse. Once you've got everything stable, you'll make the exercise harder by extending the range of motion a little farther. We do 5 to 10 of these, and we could rest. Thank you guys, that looks really nice. The next one is the single straight leg stretch. We're going to raise the chin to chest and chest back up, legs straight up to the ceiling again here. We're going to reach up for the right ankle with both hands and give it a pull towards your body. Switch legs and give it a pull and switch. And both of these ladies are very flexible. You can see they've got a big range of motion. Don't worry if your hamstrings are very tight and this is hard for you. This is a great one if that's how your body's feeling. If your knees are a little bit bent and you're holding a little lower on the leg, like Glenna's grabbing more towards her calf, or even if you had to hold below your knee just to get that leg in to get the stretch, that's good. And if you had to do this with the head down, it'll be the same thing. You just won't just drop this leg as low. We'll keep it a little bit higher. And everyone can rest. Thank you. The next one is a double straight leg stretch. So for this one, the hands are palm over palm behind the head. We bring the chin to chest and chest up, legs up to the ceiling, heels together, toes apart. And the legs lower down as low as you can bring them without getting the back off the mat, and raise back up using the lower powerhouse. And we inhale, lower, 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 exhale, lift. Trying to stabilize the pelvis. If you feel any pooching with the stomach, the legs are too low. If your back comes off the mat at all, the legs are too low. Should feel no strain in the back. If this is too much for your back, then you can always bend it in for a minute. Take your hands, Glenna, in a diamond shape like this and put it underneath your hips to support your back. You can always keep the head down. It is a little bit harder with the head down in some ways for the abdominals. So this is one way you can do it. Just doing a tiny range of motion. Even if you're only going a few inches, it's still very difficult. And you can also do this with the chest up. And just still keeping your range of motion smaller, but the hands under the hips will help to support the back. And everyone rest. Those look great. Very nice. Ariel just did a whole bunch of those. Okay, now we'll do the crisscross. We're going to take the hands the same way, palm over palm, behind the head. This one, if twisting doesn't feel good for your back, do not do it. But it's a great one to work the sides of your powerhouse. Take your right shoulder across to the left knee, and we'll hold it here. The opposite leg extends out. And then we switch sides. So we're holding this each time for 3 counts. So we come to the other side and we hold it for 3, 2, 1, and we change. We only do up to 3 of these because it's difficult to hold this. We're trying to make a straight line now from this front toe all the way to the back elbow. And you can look with your eyes all the way past that elbow and switch. So nice long line, and we're trying to get the bottom shoulder up off the mat as high as possible, and we'll just rest. That's enough. This is really a difficult one. Even if you only do it once to each side, that's enough. So then come back up to sitting for a spine stretch forward. So in the studio here, we've got these nice blue boxes on the sides of the mat. If you've ever been on these, you would know that the perfect position for the measurement of where your feet should be is directly in the middle of the boxes when you do your spine stretch. But you could see if the arms were about shoulder width apart, you had the hands down on the mat, that should rest right on the inside of the knee, and that's a good guide also for you. You want to keep your feet flexed and sit up nice and tall with your spine. Keep the arms shoulder height. Squeeze your bottom, lift up as tall as you can on your inhale, then bring your chin to your chest and exhale straight over, bringing the top of the head down to the floor. Keep that tummy scooped into your spine. Good. You're going to curl back up one bone at a time. Imagine your spine stacking up against the wall, bringing the head up and shoulders down, exhaling. This is a breathing exercise. You want to really think of filling the lungs. Inhale up, exhale over. Top of the head to the floor, chin to chest. The arms are staying parallel to the floor, which makes you almost have to feel like you're lifting them to keep them that high. Rolling back up one bone at a time. And exhale, relax once more. Inhale, up, exhale, over. So if you're very flexible, Glenna, will you demonstrate just lying flat out like a pancake? If you're flexible and could do this, just know that that's not the exercise. She might not even feel a stretch doing this. Come back up. It's really about the abdominals scooping back as the body stretches over. So this will open up the back. So she's working really hard with her stomach to pull back against the stretch. So just you could see that. And you can rest. The next one is open leg rocker. You can move to the front of the mat. You just want to make sure you've got room to roll behind you. We'll do the balance first. Just grab your ankles. And this is a great balance exercise. The hands can be, take the hands inside the knees and grab the ankles, the arms inside. Hold on to the top. That's good. So just lift up your feet off the mat. You're going to stay here and take the right leg out to be in line with your shoulder, straight leg, and bend it back in. And we'll take the left one out. That's just for balance and control. And just this exercise alone is enough. You don't have to roll. Take the right leg out and bend it back in. And it's a nice hamstring stretch. And the left leg out and bring it in. I'll try to take both out together. Bring both back down. Take both out together. Keep it. I'm going to bring both legs together. Bring the feet apart. Bend them in. So there's all different variations we can do, and it's enough just to do the balance. If you're going to do the roll, take both legs out, shoulder width apart. Scoop your stomach in just like you did for rolling like a ball, and roll back to the shoulder. Inhale. You're going to roll right back up and balance and lift the spine. Inhale, back, exhale, come up and balance and try to lift up. You want the legs as straight as you can, but if you're tight in the hamstrings, anywhere that you can hold is good. Once more, inhale back and exhale up. And you can see Ariel did a really nice job rounding into her C curve. You want to make sure when you start your roll that you don't just let yourself sink in the shoulders. You want to stay lifted and scoop into that lower powerhouse more. Bring the legs together. The transition is to walk down the legs onto your back for your corkscrew. If that's too much, you can always rest your feet and roll down one bone at a time onto the mat. So for corkscrew, we've got heels together and toes apart. The arms are by your side on the mat. We're going to circle the legs to the right, around to the left, and stop in the middle. That's one circle, and then the reverse, one circle around. Want to have no daylight between the legs, really zip the thighs. So we do 3 sets like that. The head is always down for this one, but again, if your back needed support, you could put your hands in a diamond underneath the pelvis, just to give you a little bit of support there, if you feel any kind of strain. It's a good exercise for your lower powerhouse and rest. I know you didn't finish your set, but that was good. Okay, so then we'll do the saw. You can scoot back on the mat so you have a little bit more room, and come back up to sitting for your saw. When we do the next mat with more flow, you'll see all the transitions that we normally do if you're doing the regular intermediates. Take the arms open to the side, flexed feet, ribs in. Lift up your waist nice and tall, twist your spine to the right, and reach for your pinky toe. The back arm is stretched far behind you and it's lifting as high as you can. You're looking underneath that arm. You're going to sit back up as tall as you can using your powerhouse and untwist. You're going to go the other side, inhaling as you lift and twist, exhaling as you stretch, really trying to wring out the lungs here. Front arm is really forward, tummy is really scooped, and sitting back up tall and untwist. Let's do one more set. You can see these girls are keeping their hips and their feet perfectly still, and that's the goal. You want to imagine that from the belly button down, you're just buried in sand. And sitting back up tall and untwist, and that's enough. You can bring the arms and legs together and turn over onto our tummy for the exercises on the stomach, starting with the neck roll. If you've got anything going on with the back where it's uncomfortable to do arching, you should leave these out. So the hands are by your shoulders or by your ears, depending on your body. Scoop your stomach to your spine and keep your seat tight. You're going to raise your head and chest and push up to your neck roll position. And this one we don't really modify, so try to do it with a straight arm. If you can't, just leave it out. Pulling up the stomach, and we're going to look to the right. Circle the neck all the way around to the left and look straight ahead, and then look to the left, circle the neck around to the right, keeping your scoop, and look straight ahead. And we'll carefully lower the body back down, lifting the stomach up as the body goes down, elbows by your side. And those look great. The next one is a single leg kicks. The fists pressed together in a circle position. If there's anything going on with your wrist or your elbow or shoulder or neck, you can always do this with the palms flat, shoulder width apart, or with fists for a better alignment. So take the fist, yep, that's nice, and Glenna, that's nice with the palms flat. Pulling up your tummy, kick your right heel to your bottom, and then the left. And just keep on, we do about 5 of these. If there's any funny feelings in your knee, you could try it with the knees a little bit wider, or you could make your range of motion a little bit smaller, but if it doesn't feel good, you should not do it. Your goal is to keep the knees together and to touch your heel all the way to your bottom, to stretch the front of the thighs, and to work the back of the thighs in your seat. They're trying really hard to keep their stomachs lifted into their lower back, so don't forget, all of these exercises are powerhouse exercises, and that's enough. You can go to double leg kicks now. The right cheek on the mat, the hands palm over palm behind the back. They come as high as you can bring them with the elbows down, trying to touch the mat. You're going to keep your seat tight, and both legs do 3 kicks at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Toes touch the floor, hands reach for the feet, chest comes up. Their shoulder blades are squeezing together. They're going to lift their stomachs as much as they can as they lower their bodies down and look the other way. So they're coming down with resistance. We'll just do one more time. 3 kicks, same thing. If the knees don't feel good when they're together, they could be apart a little bit. Just know that the goal is to keep them together. Chest is open and lower. That's also a way to relieve any kind of straining you're feeling in the back. We can sit back on the heels in a rest pose, keeping the tummy pulled in as you sit back. You can either keep the arms forward or you can take the hands back by your feet. And then we can flip over onto our back for the neck pull. Start sitting like we started the roll up. The neck pull is the same kind of progression, so however you're doing your roll up is pretty much how you should be doing your neck pull, most likely. The legs are hip width apart for neck pull. Remember, they were together with the roll up. So here we are sitting, hands are behind the thighs. We're just gonna roll back until we have a nice straight arm, one bone at a time. And pause, inhale here, exhale, coming back up, all the way over, bringing the nose to the knee. And then inhale, roll up through your spine to a flat back. Just gonna sit up nice and tall, and from here, articulate back down, one bone at a time, scooping in the stomach. This time we'll go down farther. We'll go all the way down so that the head and the shoulders rest on the mat, just like you did with the roll up. Then the chin to the chest, inhale, exhaling back up, pulling with the arms if you need to help you articulate your spine, bringing the nose to the knee, inhale, rolling up to a flat back. So now we'll straighten the legs out the same way we did for the roll up. This is another, the next progression. And with the strap, you can come all the way under the strap, forward with the feet flexed. And we'll roll back down, one bone at a time, rounding down, holding onto the thighs, pressing through the heels. Squeeze your seat and scoop your tummy. We'll roll up from here. Bring your chin to your chest. Inhale. Exhale, using the arms on the legs as much as you need to be able to articulate the spine. That's the most important. Make sure you articulate your spine. Roll up to a flat back, keeping the chest open. Now let's take the hands behind the head, palm over palm. The purpose of the hands here is to help you lengthen your neck. So that's why it's called neck pull. Now roll down one bone at a time, trying to keep the legs reaching long away from the body. So the whole body is stretching out on the mat. Lower back, middle back, upper back. And then we bring the chin to the chest, inhale, exhaling over. This is the full neck pull. And modify if you need to. If it's hard to articulate the spine, use the arms. Rolling up to the flat back. And then lying back and lengthening out, reaching through the heels. You can see how she's lengthening her spine out before she's rolling down as far as she can. She's lengthening, and it's a long articulation down, lengthening through the feet. Very nice, guys. Thank you. So the next thing we do is the side leg series. You could turn onto your side, and you can just face, let's face the window first. You can lie on the back edge of your mat. If you're on a mat, it's perfect, so you have a guide for keeping your hips and shoulders in line. Bring the shoulder back a little bit farther towards me, and then want to keep your ribs closed. So you can have one hand under your head. You can have this arm on the mat straight down with your head resting on the arm and the other hand resting on the mat for balance. Or you can have two hands behind the head. Either way. Raise your leg to hip height. You're going to have a pointed foot and the thigh is wrapping. You're going to keep the knees soft and kick the leg to the nose front and take it back. Keeping the box square, hips and shoulders square. And again, to the front and to the back. And it's okay to just do one big kick front and back, but if you can, it is a double kick, and long stretch to the back. We do 5 to 10 of these. That's front, back, and you can see how stable they're keeping their hips and shoulders. They make it look really easy. That's the hardest part of the exercise, and you want to make sure you're really concentrating on not wiggling in the torso. Bring both legs together. We'll do up and down. Take the legs straight up and squeeze it down using your powerhouse, your inner thighs, and your seat. Kick up and squeeze down, lengthening the leg farther out of the hip. And we do 5 to 10, both front and back, up and down. Now we'll just bring it to hip height for some circles. Circle, tiny circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse, and trying not to wiggle the hips, and that's really difficult, but these look very stable, very nice, and rest. Then we turn on our stomach, make a pillow with your hands for transitional beats. Head is down, scoop the tummy off the mat, keeping your seat tight, lift up both legs, and clap your thighs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the other side. We won't do the other side because you just saw what we'll do, and in the next workout will do the whole thing. But we can go onto our backs now for the teaser. So in the intermediate mat, we do the teaser 1, and Ariel will show that version of the teaser. A modification for the teaser 1 is to do a teaser with just one leg. So I'm going to extend one leg out with the knees together. And you can use the arms to help you roll up or not. And if it's difficult to roll all the way up from having, the head flat on the mat, you could start seated like we did for the roll up. Let's show that. Let's bend the knee and just come to sitting. All right, and you can extend your leg and hold behind here. So you'll just roll down until your arm is straight. And then we could come back up. So this is enough if it's hard for you to articulate the spine and you're still sticking with this version of your roll up. So you can just stick with this. If you're okay though, come all the way down onto the mat flat. You can walk the hands down the legs. And this is how Glenna will show the teaser today. And you can switch legs. So then Ariel will take the knees to the chest. The arms extend back by the ears. The legs extend to 45-degree angle. The arms come up, head up, inhale. Exhale, reaching for the toes. Arms to the ceiling and lift the waist. The body rolls down and the legs stay totally still where they are in space. And see what a nice job she's been keeping the legs still. That's very difficult. And we come up again. We'll do 3 times. Let's come to the top and stay at the top. We'll say this is our 3rd time. We make a prayer position with the hands, dive the hands through the feet for the seal. And this is another rolling exercise, how we finish if you're able to roll. If not, just balance and do the clap, clap, clap to open up the hips. 1, 2, 3. If you can roll, go back. And a 1, 2, 3, and roll up. We do 4 or 6 of these rolls. And then we'll come up to standing at the end. And we'll just do one more, just come to sitting and we can rest here. Okay, thank you. So now let's do the full flowing mat. We can come to standing, the front of the mat. So Glenna will do modified versions of the exercises. Ariel will do the full intermediate, and we'll go at a pretty good pace here. So it's always best to just do whatever quantity you can do with good form instead of doing, we want quality, not quantity. So always better to quit while you're ahead if you're starting to lose your form. Heels together, toes apart, pulling powerhouse in and up, cross the arms, cross the legs, lower yourself down to the mat in one beautiful movement. And you can lie back. So take a few breaths here, lengthening the spine on the mat. Use your powerhouse to bring your knees into your chest, one by one without wiggling the pelvis. Trying to already use the stomach to stabilize. Raise the chin to chest and chest up. Extend your legs to the working level and start pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, you can even do the bent knees here. 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. That's 20. Inhale, chin to chest and chest. Up and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 30. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 40. In, 2, 3. Zipping inner thighs tight. 2, 3, 4, 50. Pumping the arms from your back. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 60. Deep breath in. And totally exhale. Empty the lungs all the way from the bottom. 70. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 80. Just 2 more. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 90. Last breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, and rest. You could bend your knees into your chest. Lower your neck. Carefully lower your feet to the mat for your roll up. And Ariel, you can take the arms back for your roll up. And Glenna, keep the legs together. And you can hold on behind the thighs. Chin to chest, inhale. And exhale, rolling up, reaching for the toes. Bending the arms. And maybe let's use the strap. And then roll back. Inhale. And exhale down, one bone at a time. And arms to ceiling, chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale, rolling up, scooping in the tummy. And inhale back. And exhale down. You can always have someone hold the feet for the roll up. Inhale. And exhale, one bone at a time. And let's just stop right there. And then bend the arms. Inhale and exhale. This is the last one. We'll roll all the way down to the mat and stay there for the leg circles. Take your right knee to your chest. Give it a good stretch to your shoulder. Take the arms by your side. Reach the leg to the ceiling. And we're wrapping the thigh. Circle across the body, around back to your nose. 1 and 2. Circle 3. Back 4. Chest is open. 5 and reverse. Back 1. Around back 2. Circle 3. Stable pelvis. 4 and 5. You could bend that knee into the chest. Give it a nice stretch. We'll switch to the other leg. Arms along by your side. Press the arms and shoulders gently into the floor. Leg to the ceiling. Wrapped thigh and across. Around back. 1 and 2. Stop at the top. Accent is up. 3. Circle 4 and 5. Reverse. Out across. 1 and 2. No wiggling in the hips. 3. Circle 4 and 5. Bend the knee into the chest. Give it a nice stretch. You can extend the leg back out and roll up to sitting for rolling like a ball. Squeeze the legs together tightly and we'll move to the front of the mat. We're going to take the ankles, find your balance. And if you're going to roll, inhale, roll back, exhale up. 1. Inhale back, elbows up, exhale up. Inhale back, exhale up. Once more, keeping ears by the knees. And exhale up. Put the feet down, lift the hips to the back of the mat, and lie back. You're going to take both knees into your chest for a single leg stretch. Chin to chest and chest up. Extend your left leg, holding onto the right leg, and switch. So this is 10, 10. Switch. 9, 9. Elbows lifted, back nice and flat. 7. Good. And 6, 6, 5. We're trying to wrap the thigh, holding the leg in the air from underneath. And 1 and 1. Bring both legs in. If you can, you go right to the next one. Inhale, both arms and legs extend. Exhale, pull it back in from your tummy. Inhale, stretch long and thin. Exhale, pull it in. We're going to do 3 more here. Inhale, out. Anytime that your neck needs a break, you just rest it down. Exhale, hug. Inhale, stretch, scooping in the tummy. Exhale, hug. Last time, wrapping the thighs the whole time, and exhale. Bring both legs to the ceiling. Grab one ankle with both hands and give it a pull, pull. This is single straight leg stretch, and switch, pull, pull, switch, pull, pull. Brushing the thighs together. Pull, 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 pull. Eyes on the powerhouse, and switch, and switch, and switch. And rest both legs up for double legs. Straight leg stretch. Hands behind the head. Heels together, toes apart. And you can lower, 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 and raise. And for this one, let's take the hands behind the tailbone and lower, 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 and raise. Inner thighs tight together. Lower, 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 and lift. 2 more. Inhale as you lower, squeezing the legs. Exhale, up, and inhale, down, 2, 3, exhale, up, crisscross to your right, and hold for 3, 2, 1, change, hold, 2, 3, and change, good, again, switch, hold, 2, 3, switch, last time, trying to twist as far as you can, get the back elbow all the way behind you, and rest. And lower everything down, and then carefully sit up for spine stretch forward. Take the legs a little wider than your mat. If you're on one of these mats, feet are in the center of the boxes. Arms are straight ahead. Squeeze your seat, lift your waist up. Inhale and exhale over. Bring your head straight down to the mat. If you're able to, you want to flex your feet all the way. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, relax. Inhale, lift your spine. Exhale as you stretch over, really scooping your tummy back. Head is down. Inhaling up, exhale, relax once more. Trying to keep the stomach and ribs pulled into the back. Exhaling over Inhale, back up. Exhale, relax. We can move forward so you have room behind you to roll for open leg rocker. Find your balance, so extend the legs up to shoulder width apart. Pulling in the stomach, chin to chest, inhale back. Exhale, come up and balance. Lift your spine, inhale back. Exhale, come back up and lift. Again, scooping the tummy back. Coming up and lift up. Last time, inhale back. Exhale, lift. Bring the legs together. You're going to walk the hands down the legs for your corkscrew. Arms by your side, arms and shoulders pressing into the floor or hands under the hips. Circle to the right. Around left, center, zipping the thighs together. Reverse, left, down, right, center. And again, to the right, squeezing the thighs. Center, left, down, right, and last time, right, down, left, up, and the left, arms and shoulders pressing into the floor, so you're using the back of the body and the front. If you had room, you would sit right up for your saw. We're gonna have to scoot back a little bit. You guys could sit up any way that's beautiful. All right. We're taking the arms open to the sides. Flexed feet, squeeze your seat, lift your waist, inhale, twist your spine to the right, exhale, stretch over. Really think about the breath here. Inhale, back up, exhale, center. Inhale, lift, twist, exhale over. This exercise should stretch the side of the back. Inhale, up, exhale, centers for wringing out the lungs. Inhale, lift, twist, and really exhale all the air out of the lungs. Stretch far. Inhale, up. Exhale. Last time. Inhale, lift. Twist with your abdominals. Exhale, over. Long body on both sides. Inhale, up. Untwist. And we'll just take the arms and legs together in front of us, and in one beautiful motion, flip over onto your tummies for the neck roll. Elbows are by your side. And then pull up your powerhouse and press up to a straight arm for your neck roll. Looking straight ahead and circle the neck right down to the left and center. Reverse left, down to the right and center. Keep the stomach pulled up. You're gonna lower yourself down carefully, elbows in by your sides. And then we'll prop up on the elbows for the single leg kicks. Pressing your fists together, pressing the arms into the floor and lifting your tummies. Kick your right heel. 1 and the left. And 2. 2 and 3. 3 and 4. So quick beat and a kick, 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 kick. That's it. And we can lower down. Take the right cheek to the mat, hands behind your back, palm over palm for the double leg kicks. Elbows down. Tight seat, do 3 kicks with both legs. 1, 2, 3, and extend arms back, chest up, lift, other side. And kick, 1, 2, 3, stretch out long. And really lift the high as you can, and lower, beautiful. Kick, 1, 2, 3, and stretch, chest open. Think of cracking the walnut with the shoulder blades here. Last time, and 1, 2, 3, lengthen out, and lowering down with resistance from the powerhouse. Carefully sit back on your heels, using your powerhouse to support your back. Take your hands back by your feet for your rest pose, pulling your stomach to your spine, and then in one beautiful movement, flip over for your neck pull. We'll do 3 today. You could do up to 5. Hands behind the head for aerial, and then let's put the feet under the strap here for this one, and just only roll back to a straight arm. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, come up and over, nose to your knee. Inhale, roll up to a flat back. Lengthen back, and exhale down, one bone at a time. And again, inhale. Exhale, over, nose to the knee, and go all the way over. Inhale, roll up to a flat back. And exhale, roll down. Bring the chin to the chest and scoop that tummy. Last time, chin to chest, inhale. Press through the heels, exhale, over. Keep your scoop, inhale, lift up. Lie back, flat back, exhale, all the way down. And we can roll all the way to the mat. And then we'll gracefully turn onto our side for the side kick. So face the window first, lying on the back edge of the mat. Hands behind the head or on the mat flat. Top leg to hip height. Keep the ribs and pubic bone connected so the box stays square. Wrap your thigh, kick to the nose. Front, front, and long stretch back. And this is 2. Kick, kick, stretch it back. And 3. We'll do 5 today. You can do up to 10. And 4. Kick, kick, reach back. Last time. 5. And back, both legs together. We'll go up and down. Kick up 1 and squeeze it down. And 2, make sure this hip stays lengthened out. And 3, pull the leg from your powerhouse. 4, squeeze. And 5, down just to hip height now. Circle it. 1, 2, scoop the tummy. 4, 5, reverse. 2, keep your wrap. 4, and 5. Go onto your stomach. Make a pillow with your hands for your transitional beats. Raise the legs and clap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Do the same thing here. We're in the home stretch. Top leg to hip height, wrapping the thigh, keeping the ribs and the tummy closed, and kick front. 1, and back. And kick 2, keeping the ribs in, back. And this is 3, and back. 4, and lengthen. Last time, 5, to the back, legs together. Take it up and down. Remember, a nice long hip, ribs and tummy, and kick up. The leg should lengthen past the bottom leg as it lowers up. Use your powerhouse to squeeze it down and lift. If it doesn't get too open. And last time, come down and circle it. 1, 2, keeping the ribs in the whole time. 5, reverse. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Onto your backs now for the teaser. I'm going to bring the knees right into the chest for teaser 1. Take the arms back by your ears. And extend the legs to 45-degree angle. Arms up, head up, inhale, and exhale, roll up, reach for the toes. Arms up to the ceiling, lift the waist, and exhale down, one bone at a time. Again, inhale, exhale, roll up and reach for the toes. Arms up and lift the waist, and exhale down. Scoop your tummy and squeeze your seat. Last one, inhale, exhale, roll up and reach. Arms up and really lift, stay here. Take the hands together through your feet for the seal. Make sure you've got room to roll if you're going to. And a 1, 2, 3, roll back. 1, 2, 3, come up. And a clap, 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 go back. 1, 2, 3, come up. And a clap, 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 back. Make sure you have a nice big clap so this gets released in your hips. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3 up. We'll just do one more, and on this one we'll come to standing. Back and come up. Everyone come up to standing. Reach for the ceiling. Pulling your powerhouse in and up. Press the air away with the arms, growing taller. And you are done. And thank you guys. Very nice job. Thank you.